At this point, you might be sick of all of the AI talk. And I get it. You're not alone. All of the news of AI have been increasingly overwhelming. And let's face it, there has been a lot of BS. The whole discourse around AI makes it almost seem like there's actually no relevant information. I have certainly felt that way, so I know that there must be many people that still do. And I made this video for you. And look, I'm not trying to convince you that AI is this great tool and you should be using it, otherwise you'd be left behind and AI will take your job. But I want to make it make sense to you. And I especially want to make it make sense for all of the people out there that might feel skeptical, scared, or you may feel that the AI wave does not apply to you, or it applies to you only in the bad ways, not the good ones. So whether at the end of this video you'll say, I changed my mind about AI, or I have been right the whole time, I'm fine with both. The only thing I want you to say at the end, it makes a little bit more sense to me now. So if I achieve that, I call that a success. So let's dive into a couple of the problems that you might sense in this whole AI discourse. Problem number one is the way of how we think about AI. So here's the thing. As much as we talk about AI, there are all of these different AI mental models floating around, and that makes the conversation super confusing. Many people, when they say AI, they mean a large language model and the interface that lets them interact with that LLM, like ChatGPT or Claude, or maybe even some specialized tools such as Cursor or Windsurf. And here's the problem with framing this as artificial intelligence, because we tend to humanize it. We interact with it as if it was conscious. So we keep getting to this wrong mental model, but why is having a wrong mental model bad? Well, it's because if you don't really have a good mental model of what these new tools are, there's really no way for you to create an informed opinion on them. Again, I'm not trying to convince you to be enthusiastic about AI. I want for you to make it make sense. And I think a video by Andrej Karpathy does a really good job demystifying tools like ChatGPT. In a 3.5-hour video, he explains how a tool like ChatGPT is trained, built, what it is capable of, and where are its limitations. You should absolutely watch it. Put it on while you fold your laundry, cook, or whatever. I promise it's super interesting and you will learn a lot. It will change the way of how you think about AI, and it will help you make an informed opinion on it. Problem number two. AI in the hands of non-professionals. So AI has opened a lot of opportunities. It has unlocked programming for so many people. They can now create their own apps, launch businesses, build websites, and I personally think that is great. I'm part of a team at Replay where we are creating a full-stack AI builder for non-developers. We are entering an interesting era, and some people are genuinely scared what happens if so much of the code will be AI generated and so many non-professionals start creating their websites and apps. I recently had a discussion on this on LinkedIn, and one of the people commenting said that the current AI wave reminds him of the birth of vlogs and the massive impact that they have today. Basically, at some point in history, there was this huge mass of people with no filmography experience grabbing these new tools and creating something of their own. Digital cameras, and now the fact that we have them all in our pockets, have created a whole new category of video making. And as a result, this has influenced how professionals approach filmmaking too. In the same way, I think the power of AI is going to create a whole new category of software. Some new version of there's an app for that. And in return, it may influence how professional companies will write software. Personally, this also gives me hope that AI is not going to replace developers or testers anytime soon. It's just going to transform how the whole IT space looks like. Problem number 3, what to learn. Speaking of AI replacing people, maybe you heard the sentence, AI is not replacing developers, but a developer that knows AI will replace the one that doesn't. And I have to say, I'm not sure if I'm a fan of this sentiment. Because while it makes sense in a way, the person that doesn't learn new stuff will get behind people that do, it also sends a couple of more mixed messages. For example, if I as a developer will do a job well, but slower than a developer that uses AI, but barely even reads the code, am I going to be replaced by that person? Should I be afraid for my job security if I work in a department where using AI does not make sense or it's giving questionable results? Am I going to be forced to use AI? Or even worse, am I going to be forced to fix all of the slop that AI creates? These are all questions that are unanswered when we say that developer using AI will replace a developer that doesn't. It doesn't feel fair, and I understand people being defensive. There are so many areas where this approach just doesn't make sense, but still creates uncertainty. It also raises a question whether we should all spend energy on learning AI, instead spending it on current area of expertise. And especially if you have a manager that insists that you try to get familiar with Cursor, ChatGPT, or some other AI-powered tool. The thing is, when you look at current capabilities of code generation, they are truly impressive. When used right, it can boost your efficiency. You are becoming a true 10x developer. But the thing about being a 10x developer is that you need to ask yourself, what is it that you are 10xing? Having a limited knowledge is going to give you limited results, even with AI. And for all the juniors out there that feel like investing their time into learning anything other than AI does not make sense, I want to assure you it is more important than ever. Because having an expertise is still going to be crucial. Human excellence is not going anywhere, I can guarantee that. Problem number 4. Everything is moving too fast. It seems like every day there's a new model, a new feature, new something. And for me personally, there's an endless list of things I wanted to try and I haven't. This all creates a feeling like I might have missed the train. And social media have this amazing capability to make you feel like you're missing out, but that's not really the case. We are all getting this skewed image of reality, and AI craze is no different. It is absolutely okay to be late on trends. Sometimes it is even beneficial for your career. People say that this AI wave is different, and in many ways it is, but it also has some common properties of every major technological advancement. One of them being the slow adoption. No one is applying these new technologies all at once. Everyone is experimenting, and for every successful experiment, there's thousands of failed ones. Or, and this may be closer to reality, for every MVP demo app there's a whole year of work that needs to be done in order to create something useful. ChatGPT came out less than 3 years ago. It has changed everything, but in a way, it hasn't really changed all that much. Approach this as any new technology. Learn about its strengths, its weaknesses, and then adopt it. Don't stick to the old guns, but also don't feel like you're missing out if there's been 2 weeks since the newest model came out and you haven't tried it. Anyway, those are a couple of my thoughts. Let me know what you think down in the comments, and as always, happy testing.